This is Clear the Shelters Week, and each morning at 11 o'clock, we're focusing on a shelter in our area and their efforts to find homes for loving pets. Joining me now is Candace Appice from Gloucester County Animal Shelter. Candace, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course. First and foremost, let's get right to it. Tell us about some of the animals that you have with you there at the shelter.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, I would love to. So one of our longest doggy residents, her name is Snow. She's a beautiful all-white pit bull mixed girl, about 6 years old. She's actually been here since the very end of April. So she is our #1 girl that we're trying to get out right now. So Snow is wonderful. She's great with dogs, and she's a wonderful, loving, affectionate girl. So if you think you might be interested, we would love to talk to you more about her. And then one of our longest cat residents is Holly. She's also a lucky cat who's been spending some time in foster care. She is very, very sweet. She's one of our large and in charge girls. She's a little bit on the bigger side. We're helping her on her weight loss journey, but her foster mom reports wonderful things about her too. She's about 5 years old, and she is a short hair brown tabby girl and very affectionate, definitely a lap cat. And she would love to spend some time with a wonderful family who she can give all her love to. So those are two of our longest residents right now, but we also have lots of other dogs and cats up for adoption. I believe we have over 20 dogs and 20 cats that are in need of homes right now.
Wow. You know, it sounds like you're very thoughtful when it comes to getting that loving animal to the appropriate home. If a family's interested in adopting an animal, what advice would you have for them? How can they be prepared?
Sure. So all that they would need to do to adopt from us is simply fill out an application. If there is a specific animal that they're interested in, they can let us know ahead of time. And if not, we'd be happy to help you make the right match for your family. To be prepared for your pet, I think the biggest thing would just be asking for advice if you feel that maybe you're a first-time pet owner and you're not really sure where to start. Stay in touch with your animal shelter or your rescue organization that you're adopting from. We all have some really great pointers that we would be able to help you make that transition very smooth. The biggest thing that I would give as a piece of advice to anyone that's adopting a pet from a shelter or a rescue group would be make sure that you take your time. You don't want to rush into things. It's really important to let that animal adjust into their new home and allow that transition to be as smooth as possible. So just take your time. There's something that we use and we advocate for. It's called the 3-3-3 rule. And that basically says it could take 3 days for an animal to decompress from shelter life into a home. It could take up to 3 weeks for them to learn a new routine. And it could take up to 3 months for them to finally feel settled in their new home. That being said, not every animal does take that long. Some animals transition very quickly into their new home. But for animals that maybe came from a not so great background or maybe have never lived in a house before, that 3-3-3 rule can really be a good playbook for an adopter, just so that way they have a clear understanding of expectations, and that way it'll help them understand what their pet needs in order to adjust into their new home.
It's a great rubric right there, too. Patience. Patience is a virtue, especially with an animal. So let's say people aren't looking to adopt and they still want to help out. How can they help at the shelter?
Sure. There's lots of great things that they can do. We actually have a lot of children that really want to assist and help. Over the summer, we had a couple of wonderful children who had lemonade stands and raised money and then donated the proceeds to the shelter. We also have students and even organizations. We've even had companies host donation drives for the shelter. Shelters are always in need of monetary donations, but also material donations too. We always need things to help us care for the pets during the time that they're with us. And sometimes that brand new squeaky toy or that brand new bag of cat treats really just goes a long way in keeping them happy during their stay with us.
That's great. Candace Appice from the Gloucester County Animal Shelter. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course. Hey, for more information about ways that you can invite a loving animal into your home or more information about a Gloucester County Animal Shelter, tap the NBC 10 app or head to NBC10.com/finditon10.